Howdy folks, welcome back to my World of Tanks replays with the mighty Jingles. Today we're in the T28 prototype. It's a tank I've been struggling with, largely due to how incredibly slow it is, and also because of how, well, not very good it is until you unlock that 120mm gun. When suddenly it becomes a capable machine that's still just as slow as ever, and it's one of those machines that's very, very hard to get used to. However, it's not bad. But because of the speed of the thing, it really, it's not like driving anything else. And it's kind of weird, because prior to this you've had the T29, which is stupidly fast, the T18, which is stupidly fast, the Hellcat, which is stupidly fast, the T25/2, which is pretty damn quick, and then suddenly, bang, you get this, top speed of 18 kilometers per hour, and awful, absolutely awful acceleration. And it comes as a real culture shock. You fire this up for the first time and you think, what the hell is going on? It won't move. And it's just really, really hard to get used to. So here we are, trying to get used to it. Tier 9 game, lots and lots of Tier 9s there. On mountain pass. And the thing when you're driving something as slow as this, like the T95 when you eventually get up there, you really have to know what you're doing, more so than in any other vehicle. When you're driving something as slow as a T28 or a T28 prototype, you've got to know what's going on the map. You've got to know where you're going to go and what you're going to do when you get there, and what you need to do if when you get there it turns out to be the wrong place to go. And you have to react quickly because you're never going to move quickly. So I'm going to go and I'm going to defend, and like the T95, this thing is an absolute beast for defending choke points. Here we go. Eventually I'll get to the bridge. And then we can start doing our thing. But the back road at the top of the map is looking a little dodgy. There's only two heavies gone up there, and I don't know which ones they are. Tiger and a Yak Panther. But with the amount of frontal armour this thing has, and the big old gun, it is really, really good for defending choke points, as long as you can't get flanked, because the sides are made of paper. Okay, we finally penetrated that Yak Panther and blew his tracks off, so we can just reload. Oh yeah. And we've been hit 3 or 4 times, but it's just not going through this gun turret. Got the Yak Panther. But now check out the map, and this is what you need to do when you're playing T28 prototype. Look at that, and look what we have. Not good. So I need to keep an eye on what's going on there. And I am, slow though I am in a good spot to react. God, listen to this gun, it just sounds so meaty. Is that Tiger going to take another shot? Yeah, and he's missed. And now we've only got one heavy tank left guarding that back road, and he's dead. Now I haven't actually noticed it at this spot, but yeah, look at the map. Look there, that's not good. Over on C7. So I'll take one last shot at this Tiger. And I was going to hang around and finish him off, but then I noticed the map. I thought, uh-oh. Not great. So, I'm going to start backing up here. Leave the Tiger to these fellas. I don't want to turn my back on the Tiger. Yeah, check that out. Look at those lovely, jubbly bouncers. Such a tough turret. Now, I'm not worried about that Tiger anymore. Now, time to turn around and haul ass and get back to the base, because we're about to be capped. I mean, and this is the sort of thing I'm talking about. And I mentioned it in my platoon video with the Yak Panther on Sound River. Look at the scores. We're winning 7-2. But we are about to lose this game, because every remaining enemy tank, other than that Tiger, and one light tank, is about to roll into our base. There they go. And there's some big ass tanks there. M103, 452P and E50. And that Object 704 he's going to do his best, but he's not going to be able to hold them all off. And he's probably going to die before we can get there. And they're starting to cap. Now, when you find yourself in this sort of position, it's very, very important you spread the damage around. You're not trying to kill them all, you're trying to stop them from capping. Our T50 is doing his job. He's in the enemy base capping for us. We need to stop these guys from capping, and there's a lot of them in the cap circle, so it's important that you hit as many of them as possible to reset the cap. It's not about killing enemy tanks. There you go. We've reset the M103's cap. Now we need to hit something else and damage them to reset their cap. There we go. We've got to keep the pressure up. So I've reset 2 of them. But there's another one in there I need to hit. So I'm going to need to get forward and risk taking hits. There, the AMX. Got him. Good. Okay, we've reset him. And now that's it. We've got it. We've got this. And we're probably going to cap before I can get another shot off. And yep, there we go. Just about to hit that IS, and game over. Now, what you find a lot of people do in this sort of situation, it's completely the wrong thing. They try to kill the tanks in the cap circle, and that's good. I mean, killing them in the cap circle prevents them from capping as well. But each and every one of those tanks in the cap circle has accumulated capture points that are adding towards their capture total. And if I shoot one tank, I reset the amount that he has captured back to 0, and he starts accumulating again. Meanwhile, the other tanks haven't taken damage, and they're still accumulating capture points, and they've still accrued a load of capture points. So if, for example, I shoot that M103 and he'd gotten 30 capture points, and every tank in that cap circle had 30 capture points. So I shoot the M103 and now he's back down to 0, and then he starts gaining capture points again, and then I shoot him again, but he's only up to 8 capture points. Well, great, the first shot that I put into him knocked 30 of his capture points off, but then the second shot that I put into him only reset 8 capture points. Meanwhile, the other guys are all on 38 capture points each, so that's why you need to spread the shots around to prevent the cap, especially if there aren't enough of you there to kill everything that's there. As it was here, yeah, sure, there were enough of us. Well, it's by no means guaranteed. You know, we're all pretty beaten up here. Or those of us that aren't beaten up a lower tier, they could still have won if we just concentrated fire and killed them all one by one. But as it is, we hit them all, we reset all of their caps, and we won the game purely by 2 tanks sitting in our cap circle, unmolested, while everybody in our cap circle was constantly getting hit and having their capture points reset. That's pretty much how you do it. Instead of focusing fire on one target, you've got to spread the damage around and reset everybody's base capture. So there we go, 45,000, nearly 46,000 credits, 2nd class mastery badge. What's that, sharpshooter? Yep, and the sniper medal, which isn't bad at all, and a buttload of XP, doubled for the first win of the day. 1 kill, damaged 6 enemy tanks. Not bad at all. And if nothing else, it certainly illustrates the importance of situational awareness when you're driving the T28, or something as slow as the T28 prototype, like the T28 or the T95. And to a lesser degree, other tanks like the Churchill, the Matilda, the Black Prince. Because they're so slow, and this is important in every tank, it's probably the single biggest skill you can cultivate when you're playing World of Tanks: situational awareness. Knowing what's going on, knowing what is going to happen. And to do that, you have to A, understand the strengths and weaknesses of your tank, and B, keep an eye on the minimap at all times and be able to understand what you can see on the minimap, and make sure you're in a position to react to what's going on the minimap. Now, it's important in every tank. It's the single most important skill you can gain when you're playing World of Tanks, but in a tank as slow as this thing, it's especially important. Because if you're on the other side of the map because you haven't been paying attention to what's going on the minimap, and then suddenly, well, for example, if I'd taken a right turn when I came out of the base and ran down the southwest side to shoot it out on the corner there is absolutely no way whatsoever I would have been able to react in time to get back to the base and reset the cap, and we would have lost that game. That would have been another one of those games where we kick the arse of the enemy team and then 4 enemy tanks go into the base and cap. The only 4 enemy tanks surviving, which we have outnumbered 2-1, because not enough people go back. And it's rare that you get a game where something as slow as a T28 prototype is one of the guys who can get back and defend the base. And it's all down to playing tactically. It's understanding what's going on the minimap and putting yourself in a position where you can react to those threats as they emerge. And if you can cultivate that skill in any vehicle, you'll do well in the game. But it's especially important in things that are as slow as this. Tanks like the Churchill, the T28 prototype, the T28, T25. It's the single most important skill you can develop. And it pays off. There you go, 11 fired, 11 hit, 10 penetrated, 3,000 damage done, took 5 hits, damaged 6, killed 1, even got some spotting XP, which was unexpected on this thing, made a decent amount of money, and would have made a decent amount of money even if we'd been running a standard account. That would have been 11,000 credit profit, even on a standard account. Not bad at all, and it was a 1,300 XP game. Didn't quite do as well as the guy in the E50 here, who played a blinding game, 4 kills. In fact, let's have a look at his result. Mr. Flaky here. Yeah, that was good. That was good. And he got a steel wall. Yeah, well done. Steel wall and defender. I was quite surprised I didn't get defender there. But, you know, somebody had to. And obviously he did a better job defending than I did. 16 fired, 14 hits, 11 penetrations. Did the same amount of damage as us. So, and look at that, 13 hits taken. And he survived on 54%, so that's a good E50 player. But we did well too, and I'm starting to like the T28 prototype. It's definitely not for everyone. And I hated it, absolutely detested this thing at first. But you learn how to drive something, and you can do well. And as I said, in this thing, it's all about tactical awareness. Knowing what's going on the battlefield, one eye on the minimap at all times, being able to react to what you see on the minimap. So that was a T28 prototype in a pretty good game on Mountain Pass. Take care on the battlefield, and I'll catch you next time.